one thing that I must admit that still, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to call myself a flat earther, but not for the reasons that you think. It's embarrassing because, yeah, it's a big community and it's growing, but there's this dichotomy. There's this dichotomy of a dual narrative. You have, on one hand, you have the people who say, yes, they're a flat earther, they are 100% convinced, and they teach other people that the earth is flat. However, they ignore the fact that the model isn't working. Despite all of our efforts, we don't have a functioning model. A quick example is the Flat Earth app by Dearth. Look at the moon. Not its position or anything, but just it's showing this is a bird's eye view of a model, but yet the moon is the face that we see here on Earth. Now, he might have fixed this since then, but the fact that people, they support it because they want a model. They want a model. I don't want that model because it's incorrect. There was a model, and it was supported, and it was taught, but it was destroyed. Flat Earth is only the door. You can call it a door to the rabbit hole, but it's more than just that. It's a door that you open, and you open that door, you understand that you've been lied to. And only when you accept that you've been lied to can you open this door. And then you'll see that it's not just a flat earth, and it's so much more than that. Perhaps, they say that they're hiding the creator. I can see that. And if we demonstrate that we have a working model, it does prove there's a creator. Now, I don't like saying the word prove at all, but Flat Earth would prove, and no one could deny that, because that would show everything is wrong. Now, I find, like I said, Flat Earth is embarrassing, and the reason is that there's misdirection. And you all know that there's misdirection. They have a sparkly CGI and Hollywood movies and cartoons and computer models, and we know that. But what do we do? What do we do? We use that as evidence that they're hiding something. We're at the magic show, looking at his hand waving around, saying that's where the magic is. Come on, you're wasting your time. I see another flat earther use the Truman Show, use the Matrix in their propaganda promotional videos, I will freaking puke. You're doing exactly what they want you to. Man, I think these people are the freaking frauds. You know what? I'm gonna tell you how to do it. Because you're wrong. You're freaking doing it wrong. You're wasting your time. Because we don't have much time. How much time do you have? Human life expectancy is 80. And that's if you're healthy. This is how you do it. Let's take the movie. What was it, like 2005, I think? 2000, maybe 2008, 2010. The movie Moon. Just Moon. Not the moon, I just believe it's just Moon. Kevin Spacey was in it. Oh, shit. Didn't even think about that until I just said it. But anyway, why would you look at Moon? Number one, it's practical effects. No CGI. Number two, it takes place on the moon. Number three, this was done, wow, at least, 30 years after the moon landing. Now, if they're gonna fake the moon, they're gonna need practical effects. So, we look at the practical effects that they use on a movie like The Moon. Not just that. You look at the budget of the movie. You break it down. You find out how much was used on there to make the special effect budget, because like 10% goes to the actors. I don't know. I haven't really researched the movie. I'm just giving you an example. Number three, or not number three, but you look at the crew who made the movie. You look at their background. You see where they worked. You see where they went to school. Was it near a NASA facility? Not saying it'll be obvious, but you have to track these people down, and you have to look at their credentials. Maybe the professor that taught the school, maybe he worked in some, NASA program. You don't know. I'm just saying, you look here. We don't know, but we gotta stop looking at this. Well, you know what? You do what you want to do, but I think all this observational evidence, they're putting that out so they can fake that. They can get that down to a T. What we need is data. Like the telemetry from the Apollo missions. Some guy had it in his garage. Just sitting there in his garage. Those are the keys. Is the archives. The key is in the archives. Where are the archives? They're in people's basements. They're in museum back rooms. They're in private collections. What's in these archives? Uncorrupted data. Data without interpretation. Think about it. Data without interpretation. Raw data. That's what we need. Quit looking at the dazzling light show and trying to get answers, because you're embarrassing us. You're not researching. You're sitting at a movie theater. It's there. I'll tell you about the archives another time.